Hey everyone, today we're going to be going over What a Beautiful Name and the theory behind the guitar parts for Guitar 1. The reference video for the playthrough is in the link down below by a great guitar player, Wesley Winford. You will find all his playthroughs extremely helpful, so I encourage you to head over to his channel and have a look. So before we start looking at the theory behind the parts, we wanted to look at what key the song's originally in, and it's in the key of D. So that means it's based on the D major scale. So the D major scale, as you'll see on the screen there, is made up of 7 chords, 7 notes, which will extend to 7 chords when you look at the triad tones. So there's D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, and C sharp. Now, if you play the D major scale, just the root notes of those, you'll hear it. So D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, back to D. So that gives us the D major scale, which is the key of D. If we were to play the chords in the key, it will sound like this. So D, E minor, F sharp minor, G, A, B minor, C sharp diminish, back to the D. So that's the context of the key that we're playing in. Alright, so let's jump into the first part of Guitar 1, which is the chorus. So in the chorus line, we're playing high inversions of chords. So you will see the shapes. I'll have the chord shapes on the screen. So the first one actually is a high D. So as you will see in the playthrough. So actually, that's just high inversion of a D. So you got the D note there, F sharp, and then another higher D, octave higher. Alright, the second shape will be an A over D. So that's, you see that on the screen, that'll be actually the second and the first string, that's an A and a C sharp. That's already the A chord there, with a D as a bass. So A over D, and then the next chord that you would need is the G chord. So this is an inverted G. It's actually a G over a D. So if you look at the notes there, you've got a D note, a G, and a B. 3 notes on the G chord with the D as the bottom, so G over D. Alright, so when you play through the chorus, you'll see that you can actually use the D shape for the B minor chord because they're related. So the B minor is actually the relative minor of the D major. So with those 3 shapes, you can actually play them over just about any chord in that key. So for D and B minor, play that shape. For let's say if you play a G or an E minor, you could do the G shape, and then when you're playing the number 5 chord, the A, you can play that shape over there. Or F sharp minor, that same thing will work for it. All right, so as you see playing through the chords in the chorus will be and so forth. Alright, so you'll see the rest of it in the playthrough. The next part of Guitar 1, it comes in the instrumental leading into the bridge. So once again, these are just high inversions. So you will see the chord shapes on the screen. Alright, so really actually all they are is just in 2 different A-shaped chords. So the first one is it's like an A suspended. So you get an A, a D, and then a high A. Can you see that? Yes. And then the other one is taking that finger off. It's A, C sharp, and a high A. And then you would strum it. Obviously you use your ambient effects. You strum it just brushing it with your thumb. So similar concept to the chord shapes that we use in the chorus. Moving along, when the band starts to kick in, there's a descending line. And this song for Guitar 1 is played with a capo on the 2nd fret so that we can get the A note on the 3rd string when you play it open. So there's a tab for this descending line, but essentially what you're doing, you're playing a descending note from the descending line from the D, and then alternating with the A note on the third string in between each, right? So if I were to play the descending line without the A notes, it'll just be the D, C sharp, down to the A, and then hold the A again, down to the G, and F sharp, right? But then if I now throw in the A note in between each, you'll get the full line. And that's the line for most of the bridge there. And then when it builds up to the chorus, the big chorus at the end, obviously you're going to go to these crazy 30-second strumming. So the rhythm is 30 seconds. That means you're strumming 32 times in every bar, which is quite a lot, right? The idea is to keep the wrist nice and loose. So the concept here, the shapes we're using is what we call an octave. So you'll see that chord shape on the screen. An octave, so explaining the theory behind this, as we talked about the major scale before, the major scale is made up of 7 notes, and when you come back to the 8th note, it's the same as the 5th, except it's a higher version, which is known as 1 octave higher. So if I were to play, say, a D note here on the 3rd string, 7th fret, and I play the D major scale, so once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that D is a higher octave of the lower D, right? So the trick with this shape is you got to use your first finger to mute the 2nd string. So, right? So once again, there's a tab showing what is played during the chorus over the first 4 chorus chords, but then you repeat the same pattern for the second 4 chords of the chorus, which are very similar, right? So the idea is just you start with the 10th fret there on the 1st string and the 7th fret on the 3rd string, and then walk down half a step, back up again, and then walk down all the way down to B on the 4th fret, right? Same thing again, walk down half step, and then back up 1, down 1, down the tone to B, right? And you just do that with 30 seconds, right? And then when you switch over to the bridge, the last bridge, same thing, octave. So again, same pattern, down to C sharp, back up to D, but this time we're going to go up to A on 12th fret on the 1st string and the 9th fret on the 3rd string, right? And there you have it. That's pretty much the breakdown of the theory behind the lead parts in Guitar 1 for What a Beautiful Name. Look, if you've got any questions or any comments, just please write them down below or give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, if you got something out of it. Feedback is always welcome. Look forward to hearing from you. God bless you.